Hi, my name is Sarah Trumbull. I'm the founder and CEO of the Job Applicant Perspective, the first anonymous user reviews for job ads across the U.S. Think Yelp in a world of professionally mandated fine dining, with no health department, and no FDA. So what I'm doing here is what I've been doing other places. I'm trying to make my blog and the paradigm shift that I'm pushing more visible to a larger group of people on a bootstrap budget. And there's a lot going on the back end. So on the front end, I am improving as I go and just getting it out there, because I do think that substance over polish in this particular case is a public service. So this blog article comes from my Substack. I also have my website. I'll link both, but it's called 5 Warning Signs that the Online Labor Market Has Been Crashing All Along. What you didn't realize you already know. The secret that isn't a secret. The trillion-dollar online hiring industry, LinkedIn, job boards, recruiting firms, talent innovation platforms, sells itself as efficient, transparent, and neutral. Sleek dashboards, algorithmic promises, polished branding. And yet, if you even pay casual attention to outcomes, the story cracks. The evidence sits in plain sight. Millions of frustrated job seekers, small businesses priced out of visibility, and entire workaround economies just to make the system usable. You don't need a PhD to notice something's wrong. What looks like innovation has been quietly producing structural market failures and spawning secondary markets to profit itself up. This isn't just about blaming employers, recruiters, or job seekers. It's about naming the signs that the online labor market has started to look less like a market and more like an engagement casino for many years. This post maps 5 cracks in the online hiring system: the ATS explosion, the bypass tools and optimizers, the polished industry boom, the government scaffolding, and the return of the help wanted ads outside people's doors. If these signals seem disconnected, they're not. Together, they reveal a market behaving more like an engagement casino than a functioning marketplace. Who this is for? Job seekers confused why endless applications go nowhere, employers frustrated that great candidates never seem to surface, recruiters stuck between broken tools and angry applicants, small business owners priced out of visibility on national platforms, journalists and policymakers looking for the real story behind talent shortages, economists and investors tracking structural collapse, hiding behind innovation. If you've been watching the hiring system grind slower and slower and wondering why, this is for you. Sign number 1, the ATS explosion. The symptom: applicant tracking systems became nearly unavoidable for anyone hiring. When hiring moved online in the late 90s, early 2000s, something shifted. Early ATS tools existed, but they were niche. By the 90s, vendors like Talio building full recruiting stacks and hot jobs tied directly into ATS tech via its resume mix acquisition. That's when ATS stopped being tooling and started becoming infrastructure. And I have the Oracle acquisition of PR, FTC filing. So when job boards started coming online suddenly, ATS systems were required infrastructure. Why? Let's think through some answers here. Number 1, maybe job seeker behavior actually shifted. Definitely possible. Apply buttons got easy. People understandably sent many more resumes. That doesn't mean matches improved. Early economics work find internet job search didn't reliably shorten unemployment once you control for selection. The sheer spike in submissions, even in good faith, was an early warning for small businesses likely to be swamped by noise. I put a reference to Kuhn and Scooterud from AER back in 2004. Number 2 option, the kaleidoscope versus telescope gap. Employers saw a clean telescope view, tidy dashboards and pipelines. Applicants saw a kaleidoscope, duplicates, reposts, aggregator loops, and skewed coverage. Remember, don't talk about your hiring process means employers can't tell the difference. They think you're looking at the same thing they are because they're not thinking about you at all. Online job postings overrepresent bachelor's level jobs, duplicate job ads, are common, and degrade usability analytics. The job seekers' world can look wildly fragmented compared to what employers believe they posted. And again, I mentioned another study. They're from Georgetown. Number 3, non-market actors polluted the stream. Some volume was an organic. Fake listings, resume harvesting, and phishing have been documented for years. Regulators regularly still warn about job ad scams today. They're much worse even. If platform security protocols weren't sufficient, ATS became triage for the noise that platforms helped create, not just a solution to scale. And then I have a link to World Privacy Forum and the FTC there. Why this matters, even if you assume the simplest story, mass applying, the design choices that made that behavior rational, endless feeds, duplicates pay to be seen, were already telling us how platforms would reshape the market. Key insight is the ATS boom reads less like natural innovation and more like a stress signal. Platforms changed visibility and incentives in ways that manufactured volume and fragmentation, and ATS rose to prop up the mess, punishing small businesses who can't pay to cut through the noise, and exhausting job seekers competing with the system as much as with each other. Nearly all large firms now rely on ATS, according to JobScan in 2025. Sign number 2, the rise of ATS bypass tools and resume optimizers. The symptom, entire industries now exist to hack the platforms, not improve matches. JobScan, AI resume rewrites, beat the filter blogs, keyword stuffing playbooks. What that actually tells us, in a healthy market, people compete on value to the other side. In this one, people compete against the system layer just to be seen. That is not optimization, that is an arms race. Why these tools exist? Some plausible reasons. Opaque filters. When ranking rules are hidden, applicants aim at the rumor mill. I think, what do you call this? The scam artists who are the medical quacks kind of people, like, ooh, I had this crystal for you. I'm not saying I don't know enough about crystals, but I'm saying not everybody's a good guy there, you know? Course proxies, keywords and title matching rewards formatting over substance. Volume pressure when every posting draws a flood. Tiny tweaks can move you from pile A to pile B, so everyone uses them. Asymmetric informations. Employers see clean dashboards. Job seekers see try anything, they get a call back. For an analogy here, if you open a restaurant to solve hunger, ATS systems to solve the issue from job boards. But an entire pharmacy industry springs up to sell an acid to your diners. The problem isn't the eaters, it's the food. Why this matters. Signal decay. The more everyone optimizes for the parser, the less informative the signals become. Escalating costs for job seekers, time and money, sift to formatting and hacks instead of skill building. Small business penalty. Without brand weight or sponsored reach, they drown in optimized noise. Bottom line, workaround economies are a smoke alarm. If you need a cottage industry just to be seen through the platform layer, not the people, is generating the friction it promised to remove. This is one of the things that TJAP is trying to do here. We're building tools, like I said, Yelp, in a world of professionally mandated fine dining with no health department and no FDA, can help job seekers make more informed choices. Now let's get to sign number 3. The resume writer, career coaches, and LinkedIn gurus. The symptom. A multi-billion-dollar polish industry. So we have ATS, then we have the polish industry, the ATS optimizers, and now we have a polish industry around that. Multi-billion-dollar polish industry exploded just to get past the noise. Core distinction. In a functioning labor market, skills create opportunity. In today's digital labor market, presentation buys visibility. The restaurant analogy extended. We didn't just build a new restaurant, ATS systems. We built a restaurant that needed a pharmacy next door to handle stomach aches from the menu design. Then a cottage industry popped up to guide you through the confusion. Concierges who translate the menu, resume writers, etiquette coaches who teach you how to order so the server notices, career coaches, and influencers telling you which words make the maitre seat you, LinkedIn gurus. None of that proves the food got better. It proves the experience got noisier. What this actually reveals about the system, trust signals collapsed. Employers can't reliably see through the platform fog to shine beats substance. Proxies displaced judgment. Titles, keywords, endorsement counts, and template compliance stand in for real evaluation. Pay to play attention. Platforms monetize engagement. Job seekers pay third parties to rent the attention. Why the timing matters? Stacking signals of noise. The polish boom arrives alongside right after the ATS era. That's a tell. ATS became a gatekeeper. People optimized for the gate. Non-market noise rises. Duplicates, aggregators, and resume harvesters Job seekers buy navigation. Polished industry scales, proof positive, the system is generating friction that the users must pay to overcome. Some quick indicators. Brand new packages and courses promise visibility, not capability. Candidates who can afford polish convert better without new skills, a pure presentation dividend. Employers' complaints shift from no talent to everything looks the same. Who loses first? Small businesses. They can't out-sponsor or spend hours sifting through optimized sameness. Non-traditional candidates, skills outside neat labels get underranked by proxies. The market, when shine is the currency, the truth gets discounted. Bottom line, a restaurant that needs a pharmacy and a maze of guides isn't serving better food, it's masking a design failure. Likewise, a hiring system that rewards polish over proof is telling you its measurement layer is broken. The explosion of resume writers, coaches, and gurus isn't a luxury accessory. It's a signal flare that the platform is manufacturing noise. The existence of ATS systems was a yellow card. The follow-up of the industries of resume optimizer and career coach resume writer is a solid red card. It's a red flag, guys. Red flag. Big red flag. Sign number 4. Government scaffolding in a self-correcting market. The nuance. There's a real reason this scaffolding exists. Long before job boards, the U.S. built public employment services to match people and work. That network still runs today. 2,300 American Job Centers, AJCs. See the Department of Labor. I have the link there. The problem is, if the online hiring industry actually fixed matching, the public scaffolding wouldn't still need to be this large or this expensive. In fiscal year 2025, Department of Labor budget documents show $680 million requested for the employment service alone within a broader multi-billion-dollar workforce funding stack. And this, again, I have documentation for that. States also receive annual WOA Title I and Wagner Pfizer allotments to keep the pipes moving. Department of Labor's 2025 notice lays out those distributions. Meanwhile, the public system's free job boards and state portals often white label or syndicate from the same national feeds, which can echo duplicates and stale job posts across layers. And another link for that. As in taxpayers fund navigation and triage for a market the private layer said is already solved. But isn't the industry doing great? One company's hiring platforms, Indeed and Glassdoor, generated $7.38 billion in fiscal year 2024, while the U.S. asked for $3.6 billion in 2025 to keep its public labor exchange programs running. The private market captures the upside of the engagement. The public keeps paying for the last mile navigation. That's my assessment. I put the links to Recruit Holdings and Department of Labor, their fiscal year and their asks. Why this matters? If platforms were self-correcting matchmakers, the public system wouldn't still need to operate at this scale for online talent. What's really happening, plenty? Subsidized triage. Public agencies teach people how to navigate private filters, keywords, ATS formatting, and portal logins. That's the public underwriting platform friction. Echo chamber data. Free job portals recycle national feeds. Duplicates and staleness don't disappear, they propagate. In misaligned incentives, platforms monetize engagement, agencies report activity. Neither gets paid for resolution, a filled role that lasts. Think Disney and flower markets. The talent industry operates a two-sided market. That's a market where a business sells to one person to pay for the cost of another. There are multiple other examples of this. Disney runs a two-sided environment, market to children to sell tickets to parents, with brutal operational complexity, but it does not require a federal Disney agency to help people stand in line to find Space Mountain. The flower market is a classic two-sided marketplace. People sell to people to buy for their loved ones with perishable goods and thin margins, yet it functions without a government-run guide service to beat the stall selection algorithms. If theme parks and flower stalls with weaker carrots than a paycheck can self-organize their matches, why does a labor market with the strongest carrot of all still need permanent public scaffolding to work? Especially when they're far more profitable than Disney or the flower markets. Disney, I think. Bottom line, there was a good reason to build the scaffolding. The fact that it's now standing architecture decades into the online hiring boom signals the market isn't self-correcting. We're running public traffic control for a private road that charges tolls at every on-ramp. Sign number 5, the return of help wanted signs, the symptom. In 2025, small businesses are papering storefronts again. What that tells you, revealed preference. If national platforms worked, employers wouldn't revert to walk-in window signs and phone numbers. There is a vote of no confidence in the digital channel. For many small shops, sponsored ads don't pencil out. Attention gets outbid by national brands, not nostalgia, tactics. A window sign filters for the nearby, motivated applicants, and cuts spam at the source. Apply inside or text to apply short circuits opaque funnels and restores human screening. One afternoon of walk-in interviews beats weeks of inbox triage. Walk-in interview days advertised on the door instead of on a platform. Bottom line, reverting to analog is quitting the online market energy, even from employers. It's the market itself saying, I'll take less for more truth, less reach for more truth. Seeing the cracks in the theater. Individually, any one of these signs might be small, it might be not that, but together they paint a pretty clear picture. If your market requires secondary tools just to make the first tool usable, if the entire parallel economy spring up around bypassing its own friction, if government agencies must scaffold it for survival, and if frustrated job seekers and employers are increasingly exiting the system altogether, then while that's not definitive proof in a smoking gun sort of way, there gets a point where if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, there's a decent chance it's a structural market failure just the same. And I have a section on check the research. If you want to dive deeper into the mechanics behind these failures and why the system behaves this way, check it out. And what's the solution? You don't fix a market by adding more polish. You fix it by restoring two-sided trust and local visibility. Try the job applicant perspective. See and share real hiring experiences to job seekers and small employers to get signal, not fog, expose ghost jobs and dead ends with community reporting. Help local roles get found without paying for the engagement tax. Think about it. Yelp didn't kill local fine dining. It made it easier to stand out. It's like you operating your small restaurant, you having to advertise in the entire nationwide phone book of restaurants. It doesn't show you for what you are. But when you give people a chance to talk about their hiring experience here, and people are like, oh, that's a real place. Oh, it's cute. It's quaint. They stand out not for the way that their salaries compare or the way that their polish compares to, Amazon. They stand out for the way their humanity compares. Yeah. So that is 5 warning signs the online labor market has been crashing all along. Stay tuned. I will be posting other blogs. Thank you.